Hello and welcome to a new video on Age of Imperialism, right? Yes, we're coming back to this, Age of Imperialism 1.3. I said the update wouldn't come out, I said some things which are true, it did take a lot of time, but finally it's here baby, and it's ready, or at least I think it is. So, what it did was something peculiar. So, what it did was release update 1.3 on Android beta, and I did this for the occasion of the World Cup. Argentina won. I'm a big fan of Argentina, so I was very happy that Argentina won, and therefore I released this on Android. But till now I couldn't be able to make it work for PC, so now that I'm actually managed to make it work for PC, I'm finally releasing it for PC, and that means everybody can enjoy Age of Imperialism Update 1.3. So today we will be doing some gameplay with the Ukraine. The nations that are developed in this update, in this scenario, which is 2022, the Calm Before the Storm, of course played 0% aggressiveness, otherwise the events won't work, and yeah, that's basically it. Russia, of course, Russia is the one with the most events, because it's probably one of the most important countries right now on the geopolitical scenery, because of its situation in this area of the world. And then Turkey is also very developed with events, as I've shown in my previous Age of Imperialism video. There are some countries that have minor events, like China, Germany has some minor events, the US, and of course Ukraine has a lot of events. So today we will be playing as Ukraine. This does not have a full event tree like Russia or Turkey, but I still think it could be very interesting. Remember, this is a game, so do not take any of the gameplay as reality. I am going to be neutral in this video in regards to the war. I will not express my topics on the real-life situations that happened. I made a video about the war like a couple days before the actual war started, but it was like more of like the motivations for the war happening. So basically, this video is just for fun, alright? Don't take it too seriously, because I know some people want to take stuff like this very seriously and be mad about the real life comparisons of stuff like this. But once again, this is just a game. Just want to reiterate that, because this is a mod of a game. It's not something you should be mad about. That said, we're gonna put the game speed at, I believe, 70%, so the events go nicely and smoothly, and start playing. So we got Ukraine at the start of the game. We of course have our proper core lands here. Of course, Crimea is occupied by the Russian troops, and of course there are separatist republics unrecognized by our government in Donetsk and Luhansk that are currently not recognized by any other sovereign state. This is Donetsk and Lugansk for popular republics. The troops are what I think were the troop settlements of Ukraine in this time of the age. I don't know if these numbers are correct, but they were usually here, so in Kiev, in this area here, and near Chernihiv, then in Kharkiv, and this area here. So these are our troops, which we will put at the border with Russia, of course, because we want to protect our lands from their invasion. And we're gonna put some tech points into military, administration. I think we're gonna put mostly into military, because we want to prepare for the war as the best. And then we're gonna put in production. Of course, we have a lot of technology points, over 60% technology points, so it's very nicely done there. And then this will do finally for the rest. We're number 15 out of the world, which is very interesting, and we have a formable nation, which is Great Ruthenia, which I don't think we will be able to form, simply because we have to go to war with Russia and Poland to do that, and it's very hard to win against Poland and Russia both. That said, let's start and let's see how the events start happening. The Russo-Ukrainian border. In the past few months, tensions have been going up more than ever regarding our border with Russia. The Russians have mobilized a large part of their army and have stationed it on our borders. Although they have stated that their intention is not to invade, but to simply defend themselves, some speculate this might be some way to subvert our expectations. We must remain vigilant at all times, so that's why we gained some troops and a bit less of happiness. Of course, this was before the actual war started, so it's just 4th of January 2022. So that's why we're not at war yet. Or at least we should be not. The effects of... So these kind of events I will not really talk about. You can just see them yourselves, and I will not actually explain them because otherwise YouTube will be mad at me. So yeah, just get some happiness but ruin our economy, unfortunately. minus 5%, which is a big deal. So let's see what else, It's the 3rd of February, so we're starting to get closer to the unfortunate event dates. And we're gonna start building up some troops here in Kherson, and in Kramatorsk, Mariupol, and in Severodonetsk. And hopefully we can manage to get some troops in Izium. We have Zelensky here. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of the Republic, was elected back in the April of 2019 and has since been the leader of our country. Public opinion is divided about him. Many see him as a new face in politics and a potential promoter of less corrupt politics in Ukraine. Others see him as unfit to be a politician, let alone a president, due to his past as a comedian and actor. You can either choose to side with Zelensky or to not side with Zelensky. I have not really done something with this. I don't think we can fall into civil war yet, but I might update this in another update. So for now we'll just get to we'll stand by his side. Putin's declaration. The worst has happened. Putin has held a conference in which he recognized the independence of the separatist republics in their east, Donetsk People Republic and Luhansk People Republic. Now he has sent armies into these de jure Ukrainian territories to protect the Russian minorities. Or that's at least what he says. Voices of the spark of a full-scale war are already everywhere. What should we do? Start sending troops on the border? The situation will sort itself out. Of course, we're gonna start preparing. Unfortunately, this will mean getting in debts, but we need the troops as much as we can. I'll put these troops here, and hopefully these will be enough to stop the Russian advance. Also gonna put these troops in Donetsk a bit more into Izium, because I think they'll be better defended. So the Russian invasion actually starts here. It's actually a bit later because of how weeks work in Aoh2, but it's basically near the date that it actually started. The invasion has started. In the past few hours, the Russians have bombed several major cities in Ukraine and have started a major invasion from all sides of the border. Now we can only hope we can resist them. God save us all, I guess. So happiness minus 20%. Very unfortunate. This means we're at should be like a 50% happiness or something. Let's see how our troops do in defending. So here we are attacked by 13k stack, and we managed to defend. I think we can defend ourselves in all positions for now, but they will start having major troops in a while, so we'll have to increase our troop count. So as you can see, they almost got north of Luhansk, so we will be retreating our troops into Izium here, so we don't have to fear about anything. Unfortunately, I don't think we can take Donetsk, but we will try to take Donetsk so we can defend our borders better. Okay, so you can see we lost the north of Luhansk, and here you see the guys invading from these areas to Sumy, which fortunately we will be able to defend against. Then also in Kharkiv and more. Yeah, that's just how it is. Oh, we actually managed to take... Oh god, okay. So we managed to take Donetsk here, but we did not manage to protect Izium. The good thing is we managed to take Donetsk, so we can easily annex Donetsk, which is very great. But they have almost 9,000 troops here, so we will probably have to fall back here and create a defensive line. I'm not sure how to do it well. We don't have money, more likely. I think we'll have to get some debts, probably max debts out, just so we can actually create some more armies, so we can actually defend against the Russians here. There we go, we're gonna build these troops here in Donetsk. Okay. We got Izium back. Unfortunately we did lose the Donetsk city, and we did lose Kharkiv, but I think we can take it back in a while. Let's just get Kharkiv back with the Izium troops and move some troops here into Izium. For now we are doing pretty fine in defending. I think we should start advancing into Crimea, which is defended territory, but if we take it we should have good chances of winning. So for now the war is doing pretty, definitely better than IRL. I think we should start getting back these territories, like in Donetsk. Okay, we failed the reinvasion of Donetsk, and we are unfortunately losing the Izium more, but now finally has come NATO support. The West has sanctioned Russia and imposed multiple terms of cooperation with them, while not allowing to join NATO directly. The alliance has stated its intention to protect our sovereignty with economic and military help. We must beat them back, so we got a bunch of troops here that we can move to the border. Kharkiv, unfortunately. Okay, oh man, we're almost defenseless in Crimea, and they managed to capture Kharkiv back. Let's see if we can manage to defend it back. We also got a bunch of money from this, so we'll be able to create more troops here in near Crimea and near to Kharkiv. So we will do exactly that, and send these troops both into Sumy and into Kharkiv. Then we will send these troops here in North Crimea into Armyansk, or I hope that's how it's pronounced. Oh man, okay, so more stuff. This was aid, like economic aid from the west, which should help more defend our borders and stuff. Here we can just go south and we can probably start the counterattack. Yeah. But we did resist invasion, which feels incredible, but now we have done it. If we have actually managed to resist the Russian advance into April of 2022, it's been almost 2 months since the invasion started, and many thought Ukraine will let Russia roll over our country, but we have proved them wrong. We have proved Ukraine will not tolerate the Russian yoke no longer. Now comes the question, should we keep defending our borders or push towards their land? Push the Russians out. So we got a bunch of more troops, which even help us more. Of course, this is very exaggerated. We really know how it actually works We will try to occupy Moscow with more than 11,000 troops. So let's actually, it's just 10,000 troops, but let's see if we actually can occupy Moscow. It would be amazing. So as we can see, we're actually losing a lot of land there, but it's no problem, because if we manage the invasion of Moscow, we will not really have to worry about anything, because Russia will collapse. And there we go, baby, we have captured Moscow itself. We will basically gain a bunch of advantages when the time is right, because capturing Moscow gives a bunch of advantages. Nope, we actually managed to do it. We hold till the 1st of May. We also repeat our loans back, so that's amazing. The fall of Moscow. Washington, Paris, Berlin, Rome, London, Beijing, Tokyo, Brasilia, New Delhi. They all watch in complete shock as the Ukrainian army takes a hold of Moscow, capital of the Russian Federation. After the same state that started the war back in February of 2022 has now been absolutely beaten by the superior strength of the Ukrainian Western-supported army. Word says that Putin has died or has fled the country, and no other successor is to be found. With Moscow in our hands, we will be the ones to decide the future of Russia. So, what will the future hold for the Russians? Well, there's a couple options we have here. If we want to go for the form Great Ruthenia, we will have to take the second option, which will grant us greater lands than what we started with. So they will keep Donbass, keep Crimea, but also gain a bunch of liminal lands. While if we go for the dismantlement of the federation, then Russia will cease to exist as a federation and will be dismantled. since this is more of showcase and I don't actually want to go for a full Great Ruthenia run, we will do Dismantle the Abomination of a Federation. Once again, just this is a flavor text, no opinions here. Let's go. Complete end of Russia. There we go. So we get back Crimea. We actually also own Kaliningrad here for basically no reason, just to get a closer border with Europe. And what else? Well, we vassalized all the remaining parts of Russia that were now in Eastern Europe. We need to get the island of New Zemlya, otherwise if we don't manage to occupy New Zemlya, the Russians will stage a rebellion in the Donbass, so we will need the Ukrainian army to move into the Nova Zemlya peninsula. So we'll need these guys to actually go here. Hopefully occupying before they stage the rebellion. But anyways, we have a lot of troops, we don't have to worry about it. So Muscovy becomes like the major part of Russia in this area here. We have the Komi Republic now, which are all kind of independent. They are vassals of Ukraine client states, but they are independent of the map. So Komi, Donetsk Republic, Karelia, we have Circassia, Chechnya, Dagestan, Kalmykia, and the Ural League. While in the east, we have Novosibirsk is now an independent state. You can just call this Siberia if you want, but I felt like Novosibirsk made more sense since they lost a lot of Siberia. Mongolia has annexed the Tuva Republic and Buryatia. China has actually annexed the entirety of the Far East, while Japan got the Kuril Islands and the Sakhalin. While finally, and this is not realistic at all, I just did it for the sake of borders, Kazakhstan annexes all this land here north of it. And that is basically it. That's how the Federation of Russia gets destroyed, basically. Now let's see if we manage actually to occupy... Okay, so we managed to occupy Nova Zemlya, so we don't need to worry about this. We'll just leave the Nova Zemlya Peninsula to the Donetsk. And now, Russia is completely gone. Forever, I guess. And yeah, that's it for the Ukraine campaign this time. Of course, you can do very different paths. You can go for an easy peace if you get Crimea occupied for early in the war. If the Russians kind of occupy you, you'll get partition, but you can try to resist as a new state in Ukraine. You can go for the Great Ruthenia path, which will mean you annex Greater Ukraine here, and you will kind of start invading these nations here. You can actually just get an actually kind of white peace at the start if like Russia kind of occupies just part of you. So there's a lot of different endings to this war, and of course this is all a game, so just don't get mad at me in the comments about, you know, playing a game or something. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoy the mod. Just one thing, in the PC version of the update, it takes a lot of time to actually download and extract from the zip file. So just wait it out if you feel it's taking too long. It will eventually work. It just takes a lot of time because it's a 7Z zip instead of just a zip file. Because once again, I had to change the format for it to work. But I hope you are satisfied with the update, and we will see each other in the next video. Goodbye.